In this video, we'll learn how to generate xAI API keys and set it up to work with our MCP solution. So if you want to learn what MCP is, we have an MCP introduction video. In that video, it is explained what MCP is, how it can benefit your workflow with Slurp'it. But in this particular video, we want to generate xAI API key and make it work with our solution. So for that, first you have to go to the project itself under GitLab Slurp'it.io organization page. You clone down the project, and after that, you're provided with two environment variable files examples, and those examples are just references. You have to rename them, or at least make a copy of them and rename them afterwards to be .env, so we can put in our credentials, and also on the server side, things such as the Slurp'it instance we have and the API key on that side. So it's actually easiest to show you what we have. If I go to my text editor, there is one env file here. I've already made a copy of the original one. And from here, you see the models and MCP URL. This is the MCP server, not the Slurp'it instance. And keep in mind that if you want to use any of these models, for example, for the purpose of this video, xAI, you have to remove or at least comment out all the other ones, such as Mistral AI or DeepSeek, because it is going to cause some problems if you don't do so. Now on the server side, again under server, there is another environment variable. This is for the actual Slurp'it instance. We're using the sandbox and the API key that's installed on the sandbox. And use private tools is true because we want to also leverage the private tooling of our MCP solution, and those are create, update, and delete operations. For read operations like listing things and getting the device, private tooling shouldn't necessarily be enabled. If it is enabled, it doesn't matter, but it's not necessary for retrieval of the data for the user use private tools to be enabled. Now here I am going to go back here and I'm going to paste in my xAI API key, but before that I'm going to show you how to generate one on your own. So from documentations, it tells us to sign up for an X developer account. This is different. If you do so, it will provide you with a developer dashboard console, and from there you can create projects and API keys associated with them. Then you will create an X app inside the developer console, and from there it is actually very easy to show you. From there you can see your project, which is here. From here you click on keys and tokens. API key and secret is here. I can regenerate or reveal API key hint. You have to regenerate and save it somewhere. Same with authentication tokens if you need them. We only need API key for this particular video, but I can actually use this because I don't have any balance associated with this API key account. In fact, I'm going to use an API key that has some credit or balance associated with it, so I can make some MCP calls. So back to my text editor, I am going to paste the API key I have, save the file, and close it. There we go. I am going to open example MCP prompts. This is going to be useful in a moment. And from here, I am going to recreate my containers because I actually want the containers to read the environment variable files again, so we have updated the actual model. Now I am going to run the main.py entry file. This puts me inside the container itself, and from there I can write my actual prompts in natural language and get the data back. As you can see, it tells me that MCP URL is this, models is xAI. That means we have successfully updated our model. Keys are also validated automatically, but there are other websites that can validate your key, the authenticity of your key, but our project does that as well. What I'm going to do is go back to example MCP prompts, and in a previous video, we created a site with a Mistral AI. Now in this video, I want to delete that exact same site. I can go ahead and list the sites if I want to, but I can just simply say delete sites with the name, and the name I can actually look it up from my browser from here, sandbox-HQ. Go back here, paste, hit enter. There it goes, it says the site's name Sandbox HQ has been successfully deleted. So keep in mind that if for whatever reasons it didn't go through these kinds of operations, you just want to be more specific. For example, you can list the sites with their IDs, then say, for example, delete site name with the name Sandbox HQ with the ID, for example, 12, and you just be more specific, and it will eventually go through, your prompt will be successful. So to verify, I will go back to browser, and if I refresh, sure enough, Sandbox HQ is now gone. So that was it for installing and setting up xAI API. Now, in the next videos, we're gonna get to the other models.